What's going on, everybody? Just finished up a run outside here. It's a trash can, but over there in that field. So I've been wearing this 20-pound vest for my workouts for almost a month now. And here's a couple of things that I learned. If you're considering wearing a workout vest, or you're just curious to see what it's like wearing a workout vest, there's a couple of major impacts, at least from my own experience. Number one, you feel fat. You feel fatter. You know, I weigh 182 pounds this morning. I got on the scale, and I've weighed up to about 220. That was a number of years ago, when I was lifting heavier and I was stronger and I was bulkier and things like that. And wearing the weighted vest for all of my workouts just made me feel like I was carrying so much weight. I felt sluggish. I felt slow. I felt almost restricted in a sense. So that's definitely one big piece that you learn from wearing a weighted vest. Number two, there is a major difference in the impact on joints and ligaments, more specifically my ankles and my knees. I felt a rather dramatic difference wearing the weighted vest than when I wasn't wearing the weighted vest. Everything from jumping to running to holding different positions to squats to lunges, all sorts of different things like that. Not only on a muscular level, not only on a strength level, not only on a conditioning level, but on a joint and ligament level. So I can see why, people that are overweight have ankle problems and knee problems and back problems way earlier in life than they really need to. Carrying around the extra weight, not only the fat and the cardio side of things, not only the energy and, your internal organs and your bodily processes, the impact on your joints and ligaments is rather dramatic. And I can see if you chronically, so if you hold weight, not just a weighted vest, if you hold extra weight in your stomach and just in your body in general, I can see the dramatic impact that it can have on your joints and your knees and your back over a period of a couple of weeks, a couple of months, a couple of years, couple of decades for some people carrying the extra weight. So if we're talking about longevity, if we're talking about just living a healthy life today and sustaining that for a long period of time, then, losing the extra weight may be one of the best routes to go. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I help athletes on the mental side of sports. And what happens when a lot of athletes retire from sports is, okay, they might have a lot of extra weight from working out and being strong and things like that, depending on your sport. Or, it's like, oh man, I finally retired. I'm finally done playing. It's like, I'm going to relax. I'm going to chill just for a little bit. And they start getting a little extra weight and they start to get a little bit more of a belly and they start to put on some extra pounds. And the old excuse of, oh man, I'm just old. I mean, there are people, this is one of the major beliefs that I wish people would give up. And when I have conversations with people that are a little bit older than me and they say, oh man, I'm just getting old. And oh man, you're going to see what it's like when you get older. Yeah, okay, maybe you do recover a little bit slower when you're older. Maybe your metabolism does stop a little bit. But that's a limiting belief saying, oh man, when I get older, I'm just supposed to be heavier. I'm just supposed to be fatter. I'm just supposed to ache and I'm supposed to have all of these pains because I'm older. Now, in reality, if you just open your eyes, if you just look around, there's people in their 60s and 70s and 80s doing incredible things and their body looks amazing and they're doing, bodybuilding and they're playing different sports and they're competing at different types of physical activities and they're out running. And, there's a story of a lady that ran it wasn't even a marathon. It was an Ironman. She did an Ironman in Hawaii. And I forget, she was in her 80s or 90s. She was very, very, very old. She signed up, she did this Ironman, and she got through everything, and she was on the running phase of the event. And as she was running, the winds really picked up. It got really windy, and she was so light, it picked her up and blew her onto the rocks. And she was a little bit injured, and she didn't sue or do anything like that. But the event banned or made a certain age limit for people above that age. Well, she said, if you don't let me run in this race next year, then I'm going to bring the media, I'm going to bring the news, so on and so forth. And here's a lady in her 80s and 90s, literally doing whatever it takes. She was willing to get the news and the media to come to this event to make sure that she could physically prove to herself that she could do an Ironman. The running, the biking, the swimming. 80s and 90s. I guarantee you she didn't have the excuse of, oh man, I'm just getting older. So many times our beliefs, our limiting beliefs get in our way, myself included. You know, I don't ever want to be someone that's preaching on social media, talking about all this stuff and act like I'm immune to it all. I'm not. I have plenty of limiting beliefs myself, but just wanted to share a few of my insights, man. Big impact, makes you feel fatter wearing this weighted vest, impact on your joints and ligaments. Obviously, it's taxing my muscular and cardio systems a little bit differently, which was the original goal. But ask yourself, man, the extra weight, maybe you don't feel it in your joints and your knees and your ankles because you're used to it. But ask yourself, what impact does this extra weight have on me in my joints and in my ligaments and my long-term health? So just want to challenge you with that today. So everybody, live happy, live healthy. I appreciate you guys. If you like the video, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. And we will see you on the next one.